Title: First Grade, Learning About Shape Attributes. The Count, Play, Explore logo appears in the lower right with the words Count, Play, Explore for early education. In a classroom, a coach sits on the floor facing a class of first-grade children. The educator sits with the children.
So we're going to do an activity called Which One Doesn't Belong? I'm going to show you 4 shapes, and you're going to think about which one doesn't belong.
On screen, a pink-colored page split into 4 quadrants. Each quadrant contains a different shape. The upper left quadrant contains a rectangle outline. The upper right quadrant contains an equilateral triangle outline. The lower left quadrant contains a right-angle triangle outline. The bottom right quadrant contains an isosceles triangle that is shaded in white. The coach holds up the pink-colored page for the children to see.
And I want you to say, I think this one doesn't belong, and why. So, if you have your thumb up, what do you think?
The coach points to a child wearing a fuzzy pink sweatshirt. The child points to the pink-colored page and explains that the shaded triangle does not belong.
Because the one right there at the last
This one?
part.
The coach points to the shaded triangle.
Yeah, that one is all white and the rest of them are pink. Pink.
Yeah, so this one is white, and the rest of them are pink.
The coach points to each shape as he restates what the child said.
Yeah.
And if you agree, you can go like this. Remember, this is the I agree sign.
The coach puts down his pointer, middle, and ring finger, leaving just the pinky and the thumb out. He uses the thumb side of his hand to point to himself and the pinky side to point toward the children, demonstrating the gesture for children to indicate they agree with someone.
All right, and if you have a different answer, I'm looking for a fist with a thumb up and an answer right there. All right, what do you think?
The coach demonstrates the gesture by holding his thumb up. He looks to see which children are holding their thumb up to indicate they have a different answer. The coach points to a child, who then answers.
Because the small triangle and the big triangle, it's like aiming different side.
All right, if this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, do you mean this one?
The coach points to each quadrant while numbering them. He points to the second quadrant that has the equilateral triangle outline.
Yes,
Tell me about that again.
It's aiming up and the big triangle is aiming sideways.
Ah, like it's pointed up, and these are not pointed up.
The coach points to the top of the equilateral triangle and motions up, indicating that the top of the triangle is pointing upwards. He then points to the other 2 triangles that have points facing to the center of the page. Another child, sitting directly in front of the coach, stands up and points to the rectangle.
That one is wrong, doesn't belong because it's a rectangle.
The child gestures to the triangles.
These are all in triangle family.
The child points to the rectangle.
But this is in the square family.
Credits. A special thanks to the children, families, and staff of the Kepler Neighborhood School, without whose help these videos would not have been possible. The Count, Play, Explore logo appears in the lower right with the words Count, Play, Explore for early education.